Oh, Chima, welcome.
I'm fine, Ma. Oga said you need help with something.
Yes, but first, come and sit. Come closer. Why are you scared?
Yes, Ma.
Chima, I want you to scratch my back while I scratch yours.
Ma, I don't understand.
Why are you acting like a child? You're a man. You're 22. I want you to service me in the other room.
Madam, no, I cannot do that. That is wrong. Oga is like a father to me.
What do you mean, no? I am telling you something and you are refusing? Esni.
Madam, please, I cannot. I beg you. I cannot do this.
If you refuse, then you will leave this house.
No, please, madam, I beg you. Madam, please. I have spent 5 years here. I have only 3 years left. I want to be settled.
You know you have something to lose. Then listen to me. If you don't do what I say, I will lie that you stole from me. I will say you stole my gold. You will be sent away with nothing.
Madam, please, I beg you. I cannot do this. I cannot do. Next week, John will be done with his service here. It will be time to settle him. Do you think I should give him 5 million naira or 10 million naira?
Or be 5 million, 10 million, that is too much. If you keep settling all of them like that, we will run down very soon. I think it is better you just give him 1 million naira and let him go.
Are you sure? Isn't that too small? This boy has spent 10 years with us.
But think about it. If you had employed a normal sales boy for 10 years, would you spend up to that amount on him? I think 1 million is fair enough. Give it to him and let him go.
Okay, if you say so, I will give him 1 million. It's true. I'm even being fair. Some people will just send them away without giving them anything.
John!
Good afternoon, sir.
John, as you know, next month you will be done with your service year. So I want you to follow me to the bank. You will open an account, and I will put your 1 million naira inside. Sir, I was thinking, 1 million naira might not be enough for me to open a shop and set it up properly to start my business. What do you mean it is not enough? 1 million naira is more than enough. All these small boys, do you know how hard I work to get here? You should be thankful I give you that 1 million naira.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Chidi, you have stayed with me for 7 years. You have been loyal. You have been hardworking. You have shown respect. I pray for you today. May your hands prosper. May your business grow. May you never lack.
Thank you, sir.
This is 10 million naira. Your reward for being a good boy.
Thank you, sir.
You deserve it, my boy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is your shop key. 3 years rent already paid. Igbokwenu! 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 Chief Ikaina, thank you for being a good boss. Some people will use their boys, and when it is time to settle them, they will turn their back. But you have done well, Abdom.
Thank you, sir.
I will not disappoint you.
The harmattan blew dust across the red heads as Uncle Obinna stood in front of the small mud house, adjusting his white shirt like a man preparing for something important. The village looked peaceful, but inside Mama Chima's chest, there was no peace. She stood at the doorway, a wrapper tied tightly around her waist, her eyes swollen from crying through the night. Obinna, she said softly, "You know Chima is all I have." Uncle Obinna nodded with slow confidence. "Mama Chima, I give you my word. I will train him in cloth importation business, the same way your husband trained me. And I will make sure to treat him like my own son." Chima stood quietly behind his mother, holding a small bag that carried everything he owned: 2 shirts, 1 pair of trousers, and a worn Bible that belonged to his late father. His father was a good man. Everyone in the village and in the city still said he was a good man, a man who lifted others, a man who built people. And for 7 good years, late Papa Chima trained Obinna from a small shop boy to a businessman who now imported fabrics from China and sold in Lagos. When Obinna finally stood on his own, it was Papa Chima that gave him capital to start. He rented a shop for him and connected him with top business importers. But 2 months before Chima was born, death came suddenly. A road accident, no warning, and no goodbye. Mama Chima wiped her tears again. "Please, Obinna, I know that my husband would trust you and would want you to do this for his son. Please, do not forget how well he also treated you when he was alive. Obinna placed his hand on his chest. Don't worry, I will never forget what he did for me. Chima looked at his uncle with quiet respect. He had always admired him, the city clothes, the gold wristwatch, and the stories of big markets in Lagos, of containers arriving at the port. This was his chance to become something, to help his mother, to make his late father proud. Mama Chima bent down and held her son's face. Be a good boy, she said. Respect your uncle and work hard. Do not follow bad friends. Remember who your father was. Yes, Mama, Chima replied. They opened Uncle Obinna's car door and was ready to leave. Everything felt too fast. Mama Chima hugged her son tightly as if trying to hold him in place. But life does not wait for tears. They entered into the car and drove away. She stood there long after dust settled. Lagos did not welcome gently. The air was thick. The noise never stopped. Horns, shouting,
Chima,
engines,
keep up. This is
people
Lagos.
everywhere.
Uncle,
Chima
it's so
had never
busy.
seen
Fine
so
fabrics
many
here.
buildings
Best prices.
in his
This
life.
way.
Uncle Obinna
fabric,
walked
best
ahead
prices.
confidently.
Keep up, Chima. This
through
is
the
Lagos
busy
energy.
markets in
Uncle, so many
Idumota.
colors.
Traders
Best
shouted
fabrics in Lagos.
prices,
Come and see.
bales of
Uncle, so many
fabrics
colors.
This is
stacked like
Idumota, Chima.
walls.
Silk and
The
cotton.
smell
Cheap
of
prices.
sweat and petrol mixed the air. This is where ordinary men become rich, Obinna said to him proudly. Chima's eyes shone. This is big, uncle. Obinna smiled slightly. You will learn, but learning is not easy. They finally stopped in front of a large store packed with colorful fabrics. The name
Welcome to
Obinna
Obinna
Textile
Textiles,
written
Chima.
boldly
Our pride.
above
Look at
the
the workers,
entrance.
so fast.
Chima
Our
felt
strength.
proud
Customers
seeing his
argue,
father's
but they
former
always buy.
apprentice standing as a big man in the city. Inside, workers moved quickly. Young boys carried heavy bundles. Customers argued loudly over prices. One of the boys glanced at Chima, then quickly looked away. Follow me,
Chima,
Obinna said.
follow me to the passage
Chima
inside the shop.
expected to see
Yes,
the
Uncle
house his
Obinna.
uncle had mentioned in the village. He imagined a room inside a proper family home, maybe even a small bed near a window. Instead, Obinna led him behind the store. There was a narrow passage, dark, damp walls. Obinna opened one of the store doors. Inside, four boys were already there. Thin mattresses on the floor, no fan, no window, just one small bulb hanging from the ceiling. This is where you will stay, Obinna said casually. Chima blinked. Uncle, you mean it is not your house? No, you can't stay in my house, Obinna replied sharply. This is better. You must stay close to the business. Serious boys don't need comfort. The other boys avoided eye contact. Chima swallowed his questions. Yes, uncle, he said. That night, as he lay on a thin mattress between strangers, the sounds of the city felt different, less exciting, more heavy. He told himself it was temporary. Training is not easy. His father also suffered before he succeeded. The next morning, the real work began. Chima woke before sunrise. He swept the entire shop, carried heavy fabric bundles bigger than his body. He ran errands across the crowded market, washed plates at the back after Obinna and his family finished eating in the main house. He saw the house once, a proper building with tiled floor and a generator humming softly. He never stepped inside the house. When food was shared at the shop, the boys ate last. Sometimes they ate only leftovers. If he slowed down, Obinna's voice would rise sharply. Move faster! Are you lazy? Chima worked even harder. Days turned into weeks. His shoulder ached at night. His palms developed rough skin, but he never complained. One evening, Obinna's phone rang while he was outside. He handed it to Chima. Chima, come, this is your mother. Chima's heart jumped. Hello, Mama, he said quickly, forcing chair into his voice. My son, how is Lagos? Is your uncle taking very good care of you? Chima looked around the dark back room. One of the boys coughed in the corner. Another lay silently staring at the ceiling. He smiled, even though she could not see him. Yes, Mama, Uncle is teaching me well. The business is big and I am learning fast. Are you eating well? She asked. Yes, Mama, you don't have to worry. I am doing very well. Are you sleeping comfortable? Yes, Mama, I said you don't have to worry. There was a small silence. I miss you, she whispered. Chima swallowed the lump in his throat. I will make you proud, Mama. After the call ended, he handed the phone back to Obinna. Obinna studied his face for a second. That is good of you, Obinna said quietly. Good boys don't complain over nothing. That night, one of the older boys leaned towards Chima. You are new, he whispered. You still believe this is training? Chima frowned slightly. Is it not? The boy gave a tired smile but said nothing more. Outside, the generator from Obinna's house hummed steadily, lighting up comfort and warmth but never reached the back room. Chima stared at the ceiling. For the first time since leaving the village, doubt slowly crept into his heart. And somewhere in the main house, Uncle Obinna sat in silence, staring at an old framed photo on his wall, a picture of himself standing beside Chima's late father. His expression was not pride, it was something else. The container
Chima,
arrived
boys,
before
wake up, time to
sunrise.
work.
Yes,
Obinna
Uncle.
stood
Move
there
it,
with his
get to the
hands
container.
behind his
We're coming.
back, barking instruction even before the truck engine fully stopped. Move fast! Every minute is morning. Chima and other boys jumped down from the back of the pickup van. Their eyes were still heavy with sleep, but nobody dared complain. The container door opened with a loud metallic
Unload
bang.
these bales,
Inside
quickly!
were tightly packed bales of fabric from overseas, heavy, thick, stacked high. Carry two at a time, Obinna shouted. Two at a time. Chima looked at the size of the bundles. Even one was enough to bend his back, but he said nothing. He stepped forward, lifted one bale onto his shoulder, then struggled to balance another on his top. His knees trembled as he walked towards the truck. The older boys moved quickly beside him, sweat already soaking through their shirts. By mid-morning, the sun burned fiercely overhead, but they were still offloading the container. One of the older boys, Kunle, dropped his bale with a thud. Ah, I cannot come and kill myself here, Kunle muttered under his breath. Obinna turned sharply. What did you say? Nothing, sir, Kunle replied quickly, picking it up again. Looking tired and stressed, the boys faced themselves and whispered between themselves. My service here will soon finish, another boy said. I have just 2 years to go, and all of this suffering will end. And after that, I am going to be settled. Me too, Kunle added. Once I get my settlement, I am gone. Chima listened silently. He had heard about it. The service year. Boys work under a master for years in return. They were supposed to be settled with money to start their own business. This has been a tradition. Even Chima's father did it for a lot of boys. One day, Obinna's friends visited the store. He arrived in a shiny black Lexus that turned head in the street. He wore expensive perfume and dark glasses. Obinna rushed out to welcome him warmly. Ha ha, Chief Emeka, you didn't tell me you were coming. Emeka Okafor laughed as he embraced. Must I announce before visiting my friend? They entered the shop together, speaking loudly about profit margins and shipments. Chima, Obinna shouted. Chima ran forward immediately. Yes, uncle. Bring 2 soft drinks for my guests. Yes, uncle, Chima replied. Chima moved quickly to avoid being scolded. He brought the drinks in a small tray. As he bent slightly to serve Chief Emeka, he paused. He stared. His eyes narrowed as he looked at Chima. Boy, what is your name? He asked gently. Chima, sir. Chief Emeka removed his glasses slowly. Obinna shifted slightly. Emeka, what happened now? Chief Emeka's voice lowered. He looks familiar to me. Chima stood quietly, unsure why the hair suddenly felt tense. Who is your father? Chief Emeka asked. Obinna hesitated only briefly. He's the son of my former boss. Chief Emeka's face changed. What? Are you serious? Obinna forced a laugh. Yes now, what a small world. Chief Emeka stood up fully now, studying Chima's face. The resemblance is strong, he murmured. He looks exactly like him. Chima's chest felt tightened. Even him does not know his father. You knew my father, sir, he said softly. Chief Emeka nodded slowly. Yes, your father was a very good man. Silence hung heavily. Then his voice hardened slightly as he turned to Obinna. Obi, why this guy dey look like this now? Obinna frowned. Look like what? He looked thin, tired. He's walking himself like a laborer. Obinna's smile become tight. Emeka, he is learning. Training is not supposed to be an enjoyment. Chief Emeka stepped closer to Obinna. But this boy is supposed to be like your son. This is your benefactor's son. And that is why he must learn properly. Obinna replied smoothly. If I start showing him softness because he is family, the other boys will think I am weak. They will take advantage of me. Chief Emeka's eyes did not leave Chima. You remember how his father treated you, right? He asked quietly. The question lingered. For a split second, something flickered across Obinna's face. Then it disappeared. This is business, Obinna said flatly, not emotion. Chief Emeka said nothing more. But when he finally left, he glanced back at Chima one last time and shook his head. Death, he said. It was not a simple look, it was concern. After that visit, Obinna became stricter. He began inspecting their work with sharper eyes. Any small mistake led to punishment, extra hours, reduced food, harsh words spoken loudly in front of customers. One evening, Kunle snapped. I did not come here to kill myself, he whispered angrily as he lay on the thin bed. What is it? Does this man want to kill me? I am not built for this, oh. He hissed and fell asleep. By the next morning, Kunle was gone. He ran away. No goodbye, no explanation. Obi did not look surprised when he noticed. Lazy boys always run, he said coldly. Only the strong ones survive. That night, Obinna's wife came to the back room with small tray of food, rice divided into tiny portions. This should be enough, she said firmly. Madam, it is small, Sani said carefully. She narrowed her eyes. Do you want to eat free food and become fat? How are you going to walk if you are too fat? She walked away without another word. Chima quietly pushed part of his portion towards the youngest boy among them. Take, he whispered. But you work more than me, the boy protested. Chima shook his head. Don't worry, just eat. Despite everything, Chima remained loyal. He never stole from his uncle. He never lied. He never disrespected Obinna. When customers overpaid, he returned the extra change immediately. When Obinna forgot to lock the cash drawer, he noticed it and secured it without touching 1 naira. 7 years has passed like slow-burning candle. The small boy who arrived to Lagos with one bag and wide eyes had grown into a strong young man. Chima's shoulders were broader now, his voice deeper, his hands rough from lifting fabric bales and pushing trucks through flooded streets. He had survived it all. He watched other boys complete their service year. He saw them kneel before Uncle Obinna, receive blessings, and live with small capital to start their own shops. Some cried with joy, some promised never to forget their master, and some did not receive any blessing. Each time, Chima felt something warm rise in his chest. My own time will come, he would whisper to himself. Through insult, hunger, sleepless nights, and silent tears, he endured. He never stole a thread, never disrespected, and never ran away. Even when Kunle and some other boys disappeared,
stop dating!
Chima remained steady. Customers trusted him, suppliers greeted him with respect. Some even quietly asked him, are you related to your master? He would simply say, yes, he is my uncle. When the 7th year completed, Chima counted the days quietly. He did not rush. He did not disturb Obinna. He believed promises did not need reminders. But weeks turned into months. Nothing was said. No conversation, no ceremony, no sign of settlement. Obinna acted as if time did not exist. Chima continued to work. Another container, another season of heat, another Christmas spent in the back room, while Obinna's family celebrated inside their big house. 1 year passed after his service year had officially ended. It was now the 8th year. One night, Chima did not sleep well. He stared at the ceiling bulb flickered above him. If I don't speak, maybe he thinks I am not ready, he thought. The next morning, he summoned courage. Obinna was seated in his shop office counting money. Uncle, Chima said respectfully, standing at the door. Obinna did not look up. What is it? I want to thank you for everything you have taught me. Chima began carefully. My service year has finished. I am ready for my release whenever you say so. The counting stopped. Obinna looked up slowly. There was no anger, no warmth either. He said. So you are now counting years for me, Abby? No, uncle, I only wish to follow tradition. You know, it's supposed to be last year. Obinna leaned back in his chair. You have done well. Don't worry, I will settle it. Just give me some time. Business is somehow these days. Relief flooded Chima's chest. Thank you, uncle. He left the office feeling lighter than he had in years. That evening, when Obinna got home, he discussed with his wife in their living room. She listened quietly at first. So, it is time, Obinna said. 8 years has passed and he has worked well. His wife folded her arms. So you want to settle him? Yes, now, it is only right. She laughed softly. Only right? Obinna frowned. What do you mean? Have you forgotten who his father was? She asked. Do you think people in this market have forgotten? Obinna said nothing. My husband, if you establish Chima, she continued, those old business partners of his father will run to him. They respected that man more than they respect you. And you see the resemblance between him and Chima. They will definitely run to him. That is not certain, Obinna muttered. It is certain, she insisted. You think they don't see his hard work? Or you think they don't notice the resemblance? My husband, don't forget, majority of the benefits you get from the market is because of his father. You know that even in his death, the people in the market still respect that man more than they respect you. Hmm, my wife, are you sure? Obinna asked. I am certain, she insisted. You think they didn't see his hard work? Or you think they don't see the resemblance? That boy has his father's face, his father's calmness. Even some customers prefer speaking to him whenever I am there. Obinna's jaw tightened. If you give him that capital, she went on, he may become even bigger than you. And then what will happen to you? You will watch the son of your former master overtake you. Silence filled the room. What do you suggest? Obinna asked quietly. His wife's voice lowered. Send him away. Just like that? Yes. Say he stole from you. Nobody supports a thief. Obinna looked towards the window. The market light flickered outside. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then slowly, he nodded. 2 weeks later, the accusation came. It was sudden. Obinna stormed into the shop one afternoon
Where is
holding
the
a
money,
ledger book.
Chima?
Money is
I don't know what
missing,
you're
he
talking about.
shouted.
The
The
ledger shows
workers
it. You
froze.
stole it.
Who handled yesterday's sales? He demanded. I did, uncle, Chima replied calmly. You counted it yourself? Yes. Obinna slammed the ledger on the table. 500,000 naira is missing. Murmur spread across the shop. That is not possible, Chima said confused. You locked the drawer yourself. Obinna's eyes burned. Are you calling me a liar? No, uncle. Then who stole it? There was a silence. The younger boys shifted nervously. I have never taken 1 naira from you, Chima said firmly. But you are the only one with access, Obinna barked. Customers gathered outside, whispering. One of the long-time suppliers stepped forward. Obinna, he said carefully, this boy has worked here for years. He does not look like a thief. He is not a thief. Others nodded. Yes, we know him. He returned extra change. He is honest. Obinna's face hardened further. So now all of you are against me? Chima felt his chest tighten. Uncle, please, he said quietly. Search my things. Check everything. Obinna waved his hand dismissively. Enough! I cannot keep a thief in my business. Chima's voice broke slightly. Uncle, after 8 years, get out of my sight, Obinna shouted. Pack your things and leave now. The words hit like a slap. Some of the workers tried
He's
to
a thief.
speak,
I won't
but
trade with him.
Obinna silenced
Obinna is
them.
honest. We've known him
Chima's
for
eyes
years.
filled
I don't
with
care. He's a
tears,
liar.
but
You're
he
wrong.
did not kneel. He did not beg loudly. He simply said, God knows the truth. That evening, he packed the small bag he had brought 8 years ago. No settlement, no money, no farewell, just silence. The village looked smaller when he returned. His mother ran towards him when she saw him walking down the dusty road. My son, she cried, hugging him tightly. But when she noticed the small bag, her smile faded. Where is your load, your goods? Chima forced a smile. Mama, it did not work out. That night, she borrowed a phone and called Obinna. Obinna, please, she pleaded. For the sake of my husband, honor your promise. On the other hand, Obinna's voice was cold. I cannot reward a thief. That was not in our agreement. Before she could respond, the line went dead. Mama Chima stared at the silent phone. Chima placed his hand gently on her shoulder. Leave it, Mama, he said softly. We still have life. That means we have hope. But as night fell over the quiet village, something changed inside him. Not anger, not hatred, something deeper. And in Lagos, Uncle Obinna sat alone in his office. A part of him felt guilty, but then he shook it off and said he had done what is best for his business, for his family, and for his own future. By the next day, Chima made up his mind. He started helping his mother in the small farm. He carried water from the stream.
Chima, the
He
fence looks
repaired the
strong now.
broken fence around the
Good.
compound.
Now for the planting.
He woke up early and slept late, just as he had done in Lagos. But this time, there was no shouting master, no locked cash drawer, only quiet thought. One evening, as they sat under the fading orange sky, Mama Chima spoke. You are not meant to stay here, my son, she said gently. Chima looked at her. Where else will I go? I want you to go back to Lagos. He shook his head slowly. With what money, Mama? She was silent for a moment. Then she said the word. My son, there is still one land. We still have a land. Chima's face tightened. Mama, no. That land is the only thing father left. That is the only thing you were able to save. Yes, my son, I know. And it is for you, she replied. What is the land if not to lift a child? The piece of land was small but precious. It was the only property she managed to protect from her late husband's extended family after his death. Selling it would mean starting from zero again. Chima felt his chest grow heavy. Mama, I will not allow you lose everything because of me. You are my everything, she said firmly. You are the future. 2 days later, Mama Chima visited her closest friend, Mama Ifnaya, and explained everything. Word spread quietly about the land was for sale. A week later, a buyer arrived. He came in a dark SUV that stirred dust across the village road. He was dressed simply but carried himself like a man used to large rooms and big decisions. Chief Okonkwo had been looking to purchase property in rural areas for development. The land interested him, but when he stepped out of his car, his eyes landed on Chima. Something shifted. He stopped walking. He stared. The air felt suddenly thick. What is your name? He asked slowly. My name is Chima, sir. The man's hand trembled slightly. Your father. Who is your father? Mama Chima answered carefully. He is late, and this is his name. He mentioned his name. The man gasped softly. No, he whispered. He stepped closer to Chima, studying his face like someone reading an old memory. The shape of the jaw, the calm eyes, the quiet strength. Without warning, he put Chima into a tight hug. Tears fell freely from his eyes. I have searched for him for years, his voice breaking. Chima froze in shock. I was one of his boys, the man continued. Your father trained me in this business. For 5 years, when my service year ended, he settled me generously. That was the capital that changed my life. Mama Chima covered her mouth in disbelief. The man wiped his tears but did not let go of Chima's shoulder. I traveled to China for business. I heard about the accident when I returned. I tried to find him, but there was no success. Silence surrounded them. Even the birds seemed to pause. Chima's voice was steady but soft. Life has not been easy since then, sir. He and his mother narrated everything. The promise by Obinna, the 8 years of service, the accusation and the disgrace. Chief Okonkwo listened without interrupting. His face darkened with each detail. And now Mama Chima finished. We want to sell this land so that my son can start small in Lagos. Chief Okonkwo looked around the land slowly. Then he shook his head. I will not buy this land. Mama Chima's heart dropped. Sir, please, buy it. I will not buy it, he repeated firmly. Because you will keep it. He turned to Chima. Your father gave me life when I had nothing. I cannot repay him, but I can honor him. He reached into his car and brought out a briefcase. I will give you 30 million naira. Both mother and son stared at him speechless. You will return to Lagos, he continued. You will start properly, not as a servant, but as a businessman that you are. Mama Chima's leg almost gave way. Chima's voice trembled. Sir, why? Chief Okoko smiled gently. Because I am standing today because of your father. That man, I can never forget him in my life. Within 2 weeks, Chima was back in Lagos, but this time he did not sleep in a back room. Chief Okonko personally supervised the rent of a decent shop in a busy market district. He introduced Chima to trusted importers. He connected him to reliable clearing agents at the port. He taught him how to negotiate directly with foreign suppliers. This is how you protect your profit, he would say calmly. Chima absorbed everything. When the first container arrived under his own name, he stood quietly beside it, remembering another container years ago. The weight, the shouting,
Excellent
and the
work, gentlemen.
humiliation.
Thank you,
This
sir.
time, he instructed his workers gently.
All right,
Careful on
team,
that
coffee's
side.
ready.
Drink
Thanks,
water
man.
first.
Just what we needed.
He paid
Yeah,
them
thanks.
fairly.
Smells great. Thanks.
He ate with them. Customers drawn to him. Some recognized his face. You look like someone we once knew. An elderly trader said. Chima would simply smile. Within a year of starting his business, his fabrics gained reputation for quality. Within 2 years, he was importing larger volumes. Within three, he opened a second outlet. The market talked. Even Uncle Obinna heard. At first, he dismissed
Excellent
the
work,
rumors.
gentlemen.
It can't
Thank
be
you, sir.
him, he said. How is he going to do it? But when he finally confirmed it, he sat quietly in his office for a long time. Chima was not struggling. He was thriving. Obinna's own business was still stable. He was not poor or failing, but something inside him felt unsettled. The boy is sent away with nothing had built something strong. One afternoon, their paths crossed, briefly at a supplier meeting. The room went quiet. Chima greeted him respectfully. Good afternoon, Uncle Obinna. Obinna nodded stiffly. Good afternoon, boy. I hope you are doing well. By the grace of the Lord, I am doing very well, Chima replied calmly. There was no anger in his voice, no mockery, only peace. For the first time, Obinna understood something he had ignored for years. Success was not a limited plate of food. It was not a single chair at the table. The sky was wide, big enough for every bird to fly. And as Chima walked out of the meeting, steady and unshaken, he did not look back. His life has changed forever. Even though his uncle tried to stop his shine, the Lord has a greater plan for him. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you do enjoy this video. Please leave it in the comment section. Let us know if you enjoyed the video and wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this video with your loved ones. Thank you. We love you.